So guys, today we're going to be looking at the decisions that we make out of excitement. I know many of you at one time probably you've gotten a call or someone has advised you probably to, go out of the country for greener pastures. You have an OB, you have a workmate that went abroad and they call you that things are going right that way and they want you to join them. One of the guys made that kind of a decision and I can tell you he regretted making that decision. Today we are talking to Mr. Katohoire and he'll be telling us what happened to him. Hopefully you will learn a thing from his story.
My name is Philip Katohoire Atuoki. I'm sharing about business experiences. Money-wise, I opened my own business. I remember I began from Bimbo Ice Cream somewhere behind there. I had an office. Then I went to Loom Street, went to Kampala Road a bit, and then Loom Street. After that, my business was growing, of course. It was growing. Those days, there were not dealing in these used cars here. I got excitement. Somebody called me to go to America, and they looked for money. I thought it was very creative. I closed my business here. I closed it here, and I got on a plane to the US. Unfortunately, reaching JFK Airport, the gentleman who called me had switched off his phone. Couldn't pick my phone anymore. I thought it was a lie. I couldn't believe it. 6 hours I was there in the airport, JFK, New York City. I remember very well. I got on a bus, Greyhound bus. Greyhound bus took me Washington, D.C., through Maryland, down there in Baltimore City. I went down Arkansas, Tennessee, and I got Dallas after 2 days. I think two or 3 days. Dallas at 3 a.m. I got a cab. I reached the apartment he had given me, the address he had given me. The door was locked, and the phones were not answered. I slept outside with my bag, my suit carrier, on the doorway. Then next morning, I again called, nobody. 10, 11 o'clock, midday, nobody came, no answering phones. I was tired. I moved out to look for a phone. In America, there are no phone booths in those high-end areas, like Kololo. I had to walk about 2 miles looking for a phone booth because I had no mobile phone. Luckily, actually I didn't find any. As I was walking the whole day almost, an old lady, Dr. Mero Buse, may God bless that lady. She passed me looking for an apartment somewhere. She wanted to shift to another apartment. Then she again came and found me after an hour on the streets in an area like, let's say, Kololo, where there are no phone booths, there are no shops, only homes. She stopped, asked me what I was doing, what the problem. I was looking there with a traveler's bag, and there she picked me. Then from there, I stayed for 3 days in her place, I think 4 days. Again, the man could not answer the phone calls. Googled the apartment where it was. We drove there at night looking for the apartment. That gentleman was not there. So after 4 or 5 days, she was a lecturer in a university in Dallas. She had to tell me, now you have to go, find your way. Luckily enough, I called another friend of mine, gave me a number of another lady who was the sister to another lady in Houston City. She gave me transport, $50 I remember, and a friend gave me some money, and I ended up in Houston City. I had to pick up myself, I had to find a way. So I struggled, I applied, I got a driver's license, and I got a Texas ID. I could now drive in the USA. Since I had already a license, that's a passport to do anything. You cannot drive any car, you can't do anything without that license, and even anything you do. So then I hustled, but I was alone, hustling alone, paying the bills alone. Then I went to church, ended up in church, the Metropolitan Church, I remember very well, on Jones Road. And the church is what made me get friends and network there. I networked with those people. I did the Bible study, I did the church. Of course, Americans pray for an hour. The rest you have to hustle. So that was, networking with those people was good, was the way out for my life. I hustled there for some time, and until I could do everything for myself, and came back home to start afresh. What I learned is that there's no shortcut to life, and the excitement should not take you where you're not sure. That's what happened to me. I came back to Vic House myself, afresh. After my business had been closed, it had really closed completely, and it never revived. I had to do other things now.
Excitement of going abroad. When someone hears of going to America, I know many of you have already watched Coming to America too, and almost every African probably has a dream of going to America. But you know, it's not always what we see in the movies that is in those countries, and you need to be sure before you even give up on everything that you have toiled for to go into those countries. Tilda, what do you learn from his experience and you know the story?
You know, the emotion with which he raises what happened to him, you can really visualize the hardship this guy went through in that short period of time.
Sure.
That if you recover from that, surely you automatically
recover from anything.
A bit wiser.
You become immune to
those shocks.
Exactly.
So all in all, this gentleman actually took a risk.
Oh yeah.
You know, in most of these money decision-making issues, there is always a level of taking a risk.
Oh yeah.
You take this chance that, let me step there with this leap of faith. If everything works out, I will be sorted, my family will be catered for, as in I'll be able to move my life in the right direction better. So you go, only to reach there. It is like a movie. Actually, just that clip can be built into
a real movie,
a proper movie.
Yeah.
But somehow he meets this lady who helped. You know, there are always those people around us who are, okay, they are like angels around us, who pick you up at that point when things are really at the lowest. Now, I like the way this lady, I like the way the lady helped, picked him up, put him back to his feet, and just in a period of 4 days told him, you know what, continue on this pursuit until you're able to achieve what you have acquired. So at least it also shows us that even as we are helping people, help them wiser. Help someone up to a level you can, and let them move on with their lives. Some of us want to be in the middle of everything until you find that you are entangled in there, trying to what? To solve someone's issues. So she was a bit wiser.
I think the first mistake that he made was stepping into the waters with his both feet. You know, you're already having a business that is thriving. Why not first make that business stabilize? Make it self-sustaining, such that even if you leave, the business can continue running, and when things go wrong the other side, you can easily come back and have a fallback.
Let's learn also to manage our emotions, because emotions, you can attach it to the risk. If it's a risk you want to take, you want to go to US, your friend, your cousin, your brother has called you, don't sell what you have to go for something you really don't know. So if it's a job, and they have assured you, try and get some confirmation, maybe appointment letter. It happens even in, for us who are in working environment. You have a colleague, they tell you, by the way, I've got a better job in a different company. They resign without even getting another or appointment or whichever.
You see, we can always make these bad decisions in life, and it's normal to make such kind of bad decisions, but what matters is what you do after making such kind of bad decisions and coming to reality that indeed you have made a bad decision.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it opens your eyes wide. When you're in such a situation, you're fixed up already. Think out of the box. Can I go to church? Can I go to Rotary? Can I go to an organization, clubs around? These are the guys that can easily help you to fit in, and also think out of the box. By the way, I know how to drive. How do I get a driving permit? Can I pay an Uber driver, so that you can even get the money to come back? After making the decision even to come back, you see Katohire is a honorable, is one of the ministers in the kingdom. So whichever situation we go to, if we are not dead, let's build on it to be better.
You see, ultimately, what this brings to light is the fact that much as these exciting opportunities come up, someone has called you, there are jobs in Dubai, there are jobs here, there. Try to think a little bit wiser.
So as far as going abroad is concerned, before you even make that kind of a decision, you need to take extra precaution, because you don't know even the person that you're going to meet. By the time someone spends probably 2, 5 years or 10 years abroad, you don't know how their lives have changed. You don't know what they are dealing in. You don't know the kind of businesses they are even doing there. So just from a phone call and you'd make a decision to go abroad and start from nowhere, you don't have probably a confirmation from a company that is going to give you employment, your life is also at stake. So keep being money wiser by making decisions not out of excitement, but putting a number of considerations, knowing how secure it is. See you next time. Be money wiser.